What's up guys, and welcome back to Umbrella Dad Gaming, Tier List Edition. Today we're going to do Pokemon starters. So I don't really, let's see, I think I'm going to do this based off of their last form only. Yeah, we'll just do it based off of their last form only and see how it goes. So S tier, we're going to say those are my favorite. There will be maybe 3 in S tier total, maybe 3. A tier will be some of my most liked. B tier is like, oh, they're solid. C tier, there's improvements. D tier, just don't like them. F tier, I don't know if there's even going to be one in F tier. No, I lied. There's definitely one. We're going to do it by generation. And then we'll do the Hisuian forms at the end. Yeah, let's do it that way. So, starting off with Gen 1, Venusaur. So, Venusaur is ugly, but I like it even though it's ugly, so we're gonna toss it in B tier. I love Bulbasaur. I think Ivysaur is one of my favorite middle evolutions, but Venusaur is ugly. Blastoise is pretty cool. Let's see, probably also in B tier, because I wouldn't call Blastoise one of my favorites. It's probably one of my favorites to use, but just based off of aesthetic, that's going to move it down a little bit. Charizard, listen, it's an A-tier Pokemon. Yeah, it's an A-tier Pokemon. I can't help it. I love Charizard. I think it's great. Is it one of my favorites? No. But is it my favorite Gen 1? Absolutely. Gen 2, Meganium, D-tier. It's stupid. Bayleaf is awesome. Chikorita's okay. Meganium is stupid. I honestly don't like any of the Gen 2 starter. Typhlosion, I'll put it in C tier. It's just kind of boring. The sprites look bad, especially when they took the flames away. Feraligator's probably my favorite of the Gen 2. But even Feraligator, it's like, I love Totodile, and then it just kind of goes downhill. We'll put it in C tier. But I'm going to put it above Typhlosion. Let's see. Gen 3... Let's start with Sceptile. We'll put Sceptile in B tier. I think Sceptile's cool. It's another one where it's like all of the grass starters have this problem where the second stage is awesome. Grovile's one of the coolest like middle evolutions ever, but Sceptile's just kind of boring to me. And then you take into account that he's got that ugly Mega with a Christmas tree on his tail, and that just brings him down even further. Yeah. I kind of want to move him to C tier, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, let's move him to top of C tier. Alright, Swampert. Swampert's one of my favorite Pokemon. It was my favorite Pokemon when Gen 3 first came out. Top of B tier. Super cool. Love the Mega. Macho buff guy. He's awesome. I remember being in a mire way back and begging my parents to buy me one of the decks, the pre-built decks that was built around Swampert. Definitely a cool Pokemon. 4-time weak to grass kind of sucks, but you can work around it. You got a whole team. Blaziken, A tier. Below Charizard, though. Blaziken's awesome. Torchic's awesome. Combusken's goofy in the middle, but Blaziken is one of the best. And then you factor in its Mega, and it's probably got a top 5 Mega. It's so cool. And firefighting, like, I know everybody got sick of it, and like Blaziken started it. He wasn't the one where people started getting sick of it, but firefighting is just such a cool combo. Yeah, we're gonna leave him in A tier below Charizard. The fight between these two in the anime was so cool, though. Charizard definitely should have won just off of his typing, but well, whatever. Alright, Gen 4. Empoleon, C tier. Empoleon sucks. It had so much, like, potential. And it was actually my first starter in Gen 4. I really liked Piplup. But, man, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid looking in its final form. Torterra, S tier. Oops. S tier. I love Torterra. It's great. 4 times weak to ice sucks. But, like, it's got an ecosystem growing off of its back. That's cool as hell. I love Torterra. And now we get to possibly my favorite Pokemon ever, Infernape. S tier. If I felt like making another tier, I would put it above every other Pokemon. The only Pokemon that's close to Infernape as far as my favorite is Mamoswine. But he's the coolest. Like, one of my first level 100s. Close combat, flare blitz, like, didn't need anything else. He was just awesome. He carried my team. I any playthrough that I can use Infernape for, I will use Infernape for. And just the whole story behind him. And like, to think that him and Goku from Dragon Ball are based off of the same character is so cool. Alright, so let's move on to Gen 5. Here's where it kind of falls off. These are probably... Oh, God. I feel like after Gen 4, all the starters just kind of started to not be as good. Samurot's boring. Put it in D tier. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's just boring. Superior, F tier. It's the worst starter. I don't get the appeal for anybody to use this Pokemon. Its moveset's bad. Its design is boring. I don't want to ever use it. Emboar. Let's see. Emboar's probably a bottom of B tier for me. Because it's got that firefighting type that I like so much. But I don't know if anybody's seen the shiny Emboar. Like, it's so cool. It's got blue flames and stuff. It's so cool. Alright, let's move on to Gen 6. I know I said there'd probably only be one in F, but I'm sorry. Delphox is ugly. It's stupid. Another one that just had so much potential. We'll put it ahead of Superior. I like it more than Superior just because of the typing, but man, is that design stupid. Chestnut. Chestnut I'll put in C tier above Empoleon. Just because there's fun move sets that you can use with it. Like Iron Defense Body Press, Spiky Shield. Just make it like super with Leech Seed. Maybe hold leftovers. It's just so annoying. It's fun to use because of that. And then our last S tier, Greninja. Another one that's super common. I love Greninja. He's so cool. My first playthrough at X and Y, I started with Froakie just because Greninja was so cool. The whole Ash Greninja thing was kind of stupid, but it is what it is. But he's so much fun. And I've never actually used one with Protein outside of Pokemon Showdown, but just in general, Greninja he's a badass. He's a ninja. A water frog ninja. Alright, so that's Gen 6. Let's go on to Gen 7. Primarina is ugly, but it was cool to use in the playthrough. So the way I did Gen 7 was I did one playthrough where I just used the starter I like the most, which was Litten, because I think Litten's awesome. Torracat's another one that's one of the best middle evolutions. But Primarina was the most useful. So it'll go right there. Decidueye's cool, but I don't really like the actual Pokemon that much. Like, the design is awesome, and the typing is awesome, but the actual, I don't know, I just didn't have fun using it for no reason other than personal preference. Incineroar's another one where it just kind of let me down in its final evolution. So we'll put it in C tier behind for Alligator. It's cool typing. They really faked everybody out by not making it firefighting, but the actual Pokemon is just kind of Alright, on to Gen 8. Let's see. Rillaboom. I have this thing where I don't really like Pokemon that have objects. So, like, Rillaboom's cool, but the whole drum set vibe that it gets, I'm not feeling it. Let's put it at the end of C tier. Cinderace is awesome. He's another one, though, that, like, Reboot was so much cooler than Cinderace is. and they could have made him so cool. We'll put him in B tier right there. Pyro Ball is a cool move. It is the starter I used, but Inteleon, I feel bad for this. My son's favorite Pokemon is Sobble, so I feel really bad for this. But Inteleon, you're D tier, bro. You're kind of, I don't know, the whole spy thing, it didn't really work out, in my opinion. It was a cool idea, but the actual Pokemon, I don't know. I don't like the design of it. All right. And on to Gen 9. Masquerade is awesome. It's an A-tier Pokemon. Floragato. I can't say its name. But it's my favorite out of any of the starter evolutionary lines. I think it's awesome. And Masquerade is pretty cool too, but it's not great. Skeledirge. We'll put it at the second in B tier. This was a starter that I used at first. Torch Song with Throat Spray is awesome. With Shadow Ball in there too. It's pretty good. I just feel like Fuecoco was so cute, and the way that the idea behind the line is cooler than how the line turned out, in my opinion. I don't even know how to say this one's name. Quaxquavel, I think is how you say it. It's... Alright, I lied again. It's F tier. Those feet, man. Those feet are awful. They're so bad. I hate the way its feet look. They make me uncomfortable, and the way it dances around. It's in front of Superior just for typing. Because the typing was so cool. And this Pokemon, if you just went like this and covered that, boom. Perfect. Awesome Pokemon. And then you go, boom. And it's like, ugh. Alright, so Pikachu is... And I know I didn't go in order because I left these for last, but they're like not starter Pokemon. Pikachu's an A-tier Pokemon. I don't care what anybody says. Pikachu and Raichu both are A-tier Pokemon. It's overused, it's the mascot, but it's awesome. Like, I've never once used a Pikachu and been unhappy with my playthrough. Eevee is also an A-tier Pokemon. At some point, we'll do an Evolution, like, ranking list. Eevee's fantastic. Like, I don't know how anybody can not like it. Alright, let's get on to these Hisuian forms. There's only 3. The Hisuian Decidueye, I'll put it right next to it. I like the typing. I really like the fighting type. So I like the typing more. But I'm more of a fan of the green than the red. So the shiny's cool. But I like the green hood more. Hisuian Typhlosion. It looks so cool. We'll put it at the top of C tier. Because the purple flames on it look awesome. It's definitely better than regular Typhlosion to me. And the typing is cool. And I think that's part of the reason why I didn't like Gen 2. Is because they're all mono types. So for them to go out and give Typhlosion this ghost type also is really cool. Samurott. I used this one just because of the team I was using. Its typing fit in with it the best. And people seem to love it, but like, it's the same Pokemon. They changed its beard a little bit and the color of its like armor, but it's the same Pokemon. So I'm just not a fan. I like the shiny where it turns white. That's pretty cool, but it's still just the same Pokemon. So let me know down in the comments if you have any disagreements or any differences. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon is. Let me know what your favorite starter is. And that's all I got for you guys today. So hopefully I'll see you next time. Take it easy.